get started, we're going to use a 16-inch size 8 circular needle and size 8 double-pointed needles. If you don't have double-pointed needles, you can then just use the magic loop method. Then we want some black yarn for our hat. This is Red Heart Super Saver in black. Then for the optional belt around the hat, I've chosen Red Heart's green and purple sports yarn and a stitch marker. So you want to start off with your double pointed needles and cast on 6 stitches. We're starting from the top of the hat and working our way down. So you want to divide them evenly. I'm just doing mine across 2 stitches for right now until we get more. Then we're just going to knit our first round. Then place a marker after your first knit stitch to mark the start of a row. I'm just going to knit across our 6 stitches. So that's our start. Then row 2, we're going to start increasing. So we're going to knit the first stitch, and then we're going to increase a stitch by picking up the horizontal bar in between our stitches, placing it on our left needle and knitting through the back of the loop. So 1 increase has been made. And then we're going to repeat that all the way around. So we're going to double our stitches and we're going to end up with 12. So knit 1, then increase by picking up the horizontal bar and knitting through the back. Knit 1. Then we're going to put the increase on this stitch. So right in the middle between our needles, we're going to pick up a horizontal bar, knit through the back. So now we have 6 on this needle alone. Now we're going to move over to our next needle, and we're going to start off by knitting the first one. Then we're going to do our increase, so we're going to pick up the horizontal bar in between our stitches, place that on our left needle, knit through the back. Then we're going to knit 1, increase, knit 1, and then do our final increase right here in between our needles. So now we have 6 stitches on each needle and 12 stitches all together. Now rows 3, 4, and 5, we're just going to do plain knit rows. So once you've knitted rows 3, 4, and 5, row 6, we're going to start another increase. So this time we're going to knit 2, and then make our increase. So we're just going to pick up the horizontal bar, knit through the back. And we're going to repeat that all the way around, increasing our stitches to 18. So knit 2, make 1. knit 2, pick up the bar in between your needles, and make a stitch. Then for the next 5 rows, we're just going to do plain knit rows. So this is what we have so far. I've added more needles to my project to give it easier to maneuver around. So now for row 12, we're going to do another increase round, which will take us to 24 stitches. This time we're going to start off by knitting 3. Then we're going to do our increase by making one with the horizontal bar. And then you're going to repeat that. So you're just going to knit 3, and increase. So the next we're going to knit 5 plain rows. So once you're at this point, we're going to start another increase row. So this time we're going to knit 4. And then increase. Knit 4. Increase. We're going to do it all the way around, increasing a total of 6 stitches in this row. Then from here we're going to knit 5 plain knit rows. So then the next row we're going to do an increase, and we're going to do knit 5, then we're going to do our increase. Repeat that all the way around. Then after this we're going to knit 5 plain rows. So at this point we have about this much of our hat. So now for the next row, it's another increase row. We're going to start off by knitting 6. And you can see the pattern here. We just keep moving up one more stitch before increase. Each increase row. So knit 6 and increase. And you're going to repeat that all the way around this row. And now we're going to do 5 plain knit rows. Now we're going to do another increase round. So we're going to start off by knitting 7. Then we're going to do our make 1 increase. And repeat that all the way around. And like before, we're going to continue with 5 plain knit rows. So once you've done those rounds, now we're going to do another increase row. This time we're going to knit 8. And then do a make 1 increase. And we're going to repeat that all the way around this row. And now we're going to knit 5 plain rows of knit. So this is where we're at so far of our hat. Now for this increase round, I'm going to start switching over to my circular needles. So I'm just going to begin knitting with the circular needle instead of my double pointed needle. And we're going to begin a repeat of knit 9, then do our make 1 increase, and repeat that all the way around this row, and then we're going to be doing 5 plain knit rows afterwards. So now we've transferred to our circular needles and we've done our 5 rounds after our increase round. So now it's another increase round, and we're going to start off by knitting 10. And then we're going to do our make 1 increase. And we're going to repeat that across this whole row, and we're going to do another set of 5 plain knit rows. Now we're going to do another increase row. We're going to knit 11. Then we're going to do a make 1 increase. And we're going to repeat that all the way around this row, and then we're going to do 5 plain knit rows. So now we're going to do our final increase round. So we're going to knit 12. Then we're going to do our make 1 increase. I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. This will leave you with 78 stitches. Make sure to check the description box below for full increase instructions and full instructions on the hat and other sizes too. After we finish our increase row, we're going to do 10 plain knit rows. So once you've done your 10 rows, this will be your hat now. And if you're making a wizard hat, you would just finish this off with 5 rows of a 1x1 rib, and then you'd have your wizard hat. But we're going to take this into a witch's hat. So now we're going to do our increase row for the brim of our witch's hat. So we're going to knit 3 stitches, then pick up the horizontal bar in between, and we're going to increase. And we're going to repeat this increase across this whole row. So we're going to knit 3 and then do a make 1 increase. After you do your increase row, then you're just going to do 3 plain rows of knit. So after your 3 rows, now we're going to do another increase row, and this time we're going to do a knit 4. Then we're going to make a stitch by picking up our horizontal bar, and we're going to repeat that all the way around this row. And we're going to follow that with another 3 rounds of plain knit. We're going to do one more increase row for our brim, and we're going to do a knit 5. Then do our make one increase. And we're going to repeat that all the way around this row. And then we're going to do 3 plain knit rows. So once you complete your 3 knit rows, we're going to do 4 rows of seed stitch. And on our 4th row, we're also going to then bind off our hat. So this is what our finished hat will look like. Now if you want to embellish it a little more, then keep watching. So to embellish our witch's hat just a little more, we're going to make a belt that'll fit right above the brim of our hat. I've taken the green yarn, I've cast on 8 stitches and worked seed stitch for this long belt. Now you want your belt to wrap around your hat right before the brim. Then we're just going to lay it on the hat and just tack corners to attach it. So here it is with the band tacked on. I ended up doing my band for 23 inches long. I crossed it in the back to give this neat little detailing. And that's your hat with the band. I hope you enjoyed this hat and try it out. If you make it, please send me photos. I would love to see your interpretations of this. Full instructions are in the description box below. This hat pattern, minus the brim, can be used for also a Santa hat or an elf hat. Just change the color to red or green, add a white ribbing on the bottom and a white pom-pom, and you have another holiday hat. I hope you enjoyed this hat. Thank you for watching and have a happy Halloween.